Hey everyone, I am back to do a wig review for you guys. This is Veda by Amore in the color Crimson LR, which is long rooted. So Amore is a Rene of Paris line, and on the tag here it doesn't say Amore, but on the box it does. So the paper was falling out of it. So it says Amore Designer Series. So Amore is a Rene of Paris brand or line, and what makes Amore unique is that they have double monofilament tops. So I'll talk a little bit about that, but I am so excited to bring this piece to you because I love this color and I had never heard of this before I found it. So a wig sister who had gone through chemotherapy and is through with her treatments and her hair has grown back, was selling off a whole bunch of wigs, and this was in the lot and she had never worn it. It was brand new. And so I was like, oh my gosh, what's this Veda wig? So I did some research, I watched a few videos, and this is a cute, cute piece. So first of all, let's talk about this color. Crimson Long Rooted is a beautiful red with long roots that are sort of an off red. So they're dark, but they blend because they're not so, it's not like a super dark brown with a super red. And so the blending is just amazing. So I had Ray by Rene of Paris in this color. Ray didn't work for me. The style didn't really work for me, but the color, oh, so good. So I'm going to give you a couple of looks at this color here before we talk about the wig. So here is the color in just my bathroom lighting, which I think is great lighting overall. Perfect warm indoor lighting. I think it's bright enough for video, but it gives you that warm look that indoor lighting has. All right, so I'm going to turn my ring light on. And here it is on the brightest setting. So this is the bright white light setting. So what happens when I do a video with this bright white light is it knocks down some of the warmth of the indoor lighting. I think this is a little more like outdoor lighting, and so you don't get the warm tones from it. Make sure you can really see this color. So now if I take it, I'm going to actually make sure you see the root too. So if I take, oh, did it change color on us? Because it couldn't see my face? I don't know. So let me do it again. Okay, so if I take this and I turn it on to the warm light setting. So this is another setting on my ring light, these bangs, which I'll talk about, just keep going in my eyes. This is more similar to indoor warm lighting. It's just more direct on me as opposed to over my head. So that's why I think it looks good to show it this way too. So you can see it just warms up the color. So the color winds up looking a little warmer. This is also why I go outside. So that you can see it in outside lighting, because I just think that in any video, lighting is tricky and your monitor impacts it. So getting a look at color in videos is super hard. So for my brunettes out there, if you are brave and bold and can go with a bold, bold, beautiful red, you know, this is so pretty, but it's definitely a little bit on the bold side. I love it. All right, so let's talk about the wig. I'm gonna leave the ring light on for just a few minutes and then I'll turn it off. So that way you've got a good variety of lighting in this situation. And it's really hard for me to look at my phone with this bright light in my eyes, so it makes it easier. All right, so Veda or Vada, it's V-A-D-A, is this cute bob with this fringe. And it's almost a full bang. And so you can get a full bang in this really easy. It's just that the bangs are a little long for my measurements. which means if I wanted to do something with this fringe, I'd have to mess around with it. It doesn't really lay swept to the side all that well, and partly I think because it's meant to be more of a bang. And so I struggle with it in my eyes all the time. That's, me, my measurements from here to here is 4.5 inches. I want to say this is about 3 inches. And so I'm not a bang wearer, so I wouldn't want to cut bangs in it, but I kind of feel like I don't have much of a choice with how they lay. So if you're not a bang wearer, keep that in mind. If you really like this style, you may have to do some modification. You may have to take heat and try to get these bangs swept aside. One of the great things though is this does have a lace front. So you can certainly mess around. And I think there's a little bit of hair stuck in this lace front hair right there. I've been struggling with that a little bit. So I think there's just a lot of little baby hairs there. It's a good lace front overall. It's just the front of the hair is really dense. And so to try to pull her off is going to be a bit of a challenge without some heat styling or something like that, just because it's really dense up here. And this really just wants to fall forward. Probably how the hairs are sewn into the cap. So I'm not saying there's nothing you can do with that, but it's just one of those things, how they styled it really just wants to have a fringe. And then she does have this double mono. Let me just see what you can see. So the double mono is great because it gives it a more realistic scalp look versus a traditional monofilament. And it cuts down itching. So if you are someone who has a really sensitive scalp, see how I just have to keep messing with these bangs. If you're someone who has a really sensitive scalp and you get really itchy from like the monofilament tops or the lace, then these double monos are so great because they really, really, really are soft and smooth and they feel really good. So let's look at her from all sides. She's pretty much all one length, except when you get to the bang. There's just slight layers, which makes her lay really nice and kind of, she doesn't really wang out a whole lot. She just lays really nice like a traditional bob. There is permatease in Veda. There's permatease on the side here, and there's permatease in the crown. I can feel it. So it's a bit of the poofy, pillowy permatease. It's not super heavy. So if you're okay with a little bit of permatease, you're gonna be okay with this. If you don't want any permatease at all, then I would avoid this. And actually I would recommend Kai by Rene of Paris. Kai doesn't have any of this fringe. Kai is a traditional bob. Kai is super, super flat, super flat. I actually do have Kai in this color. Why didn't I think to grab it? I could have done a comparison. I don't have it here, but I will be putting a video out there of that Kai wig. So Kai is a real similar cut, just really super, super flat and no permatease whatsoever. Perfect first wig for new wig wearers who've been losing their hair for a long time. All right, so let's talk about this cap. Amore caps run a little small, so this is pretty snug on me. I have the adjusters all the way out and there's no, it's fitting me and I'm 22 inches. So if you're average large, these caps are gonna be really tight on you. I have had one other Amore and it was pretty small too. So there's that double monofilament. Look at how nice that is and how smooth. It's just beautiful. And then here's the lace front. It's very, very deep, which I think is good because then all of a sudden you've got that transition line. And I like that they scalloped it because it will hide it a little bit. So if you're trying to get a part line, it's not like a line of demarcation, and so you've got a little scalping. The thing with how they sewed this, I'm trying to show it, it's so dense in the front there, it's really hard to see. It's hard to get this part to go all the way up to the front because of how they sewed the front hairline on. All right, guys, I'm gonna turn this ring light off because now I can't even see what you're seeing in the camera because it's too bright for me. All right, so just give me a sec here. I really want to try to show you what happens when they've got that line of demarcation. They did such a good job of sewing the hair densely on that spot, so you can't really see. I'm really having trouble pulling the hair away from where it separates because they've just sewed the hair so densely on there. Yeah, I'm not gonna even, I can't really get it, so I wouldn't worry about it. But here's the scalp. So you can see my finger a little bit there, but that's because it's got the double mono. It just looks so natural. And then the rest of it's just wefted. There are ear tabs that adjust. They're not soft moleskin. They're the same lace that's usually on like the lace where permatease is. It does have a little bit of an extended lace type material, nape, and it has these pull adjusters, which I'm not a fan of. In this one, they're like bra strap. In this one, it's not going to be an issue because she's so snug on me, I wouldn't need to adjust. But what I don't like about these is that they don't tend to stay put. If you need to tighten your wig and you pull these, over time, as you're wearing it, they wanna kind of creep back out. And so you can put a stitch in with just a needle and thread to hold it there. That's a solution. Other than that, so pretty. This color is amazing. It's just this deep, deep, vibrant red. So pretty. So let me put her back on. And the fibers feel amazing. They're soft, very soft, silky. These feel like human hair to me. I mean, I think if you're comparing side by side, of course, there's a difference. But just doing this, oh my gosh, these feel so amazing. Like top 1% of synthetic fiber feel. They feel so good, and they're just regular synthetic, not heat friendly. Yeah, there's good hair volume here, so you can get some volume. There is some good density. So if you're, you know, a sister who doesn't like super flat, you want some volume, you like some style, this one has it. It doesn't have too much permatease, but just enough that you can get some style out of this. So it's beautiful. So I'm going to get outside for you guys so you can see it outside. This is out of the box. I did nothing to her, nothing. Totally out of the box. I didn't even hang her on a wig head, nothing. And so really, really, really pretty. Now, granted, she did come from a wig sister, but the tag was still on her when I got her. So she may have been tried on. She may not have been because, you know, like I said, I got her from wig sister who was going through chemo. And so she had a bunch of wigs. She sold like 13 wigs, and four of them or so were brand new and the others were worn. So my suspicion is she got this and then didn't end up needing it. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions. So it's Veda. I love it. I do have extra cap up here. You can see it. So it's tight around my head, but generous over this. And I'm child size to petite over my head. So look at my measurements. So I'm average circumference, really small over my head. So look at mine compared to yours. If you're average like me, 22 inches, not much more than 22 inches. If you're 22 and a quarter, I think it's okay. It's gonna get tight bigger than that. You know, if you're used to wigs being really snug around your head, I think 22 and a half maybe could do it. It might feel tight to you. But if you're bigger than me here, you got room. That is just fine. But I don't think it's too roomy or too bulky that I feel like I get a cone head, which I sometimes do with John Renault hand-tied caps, for example. Circumference fits me great. Over the top of my head is way too big. So, and the coverage is really awesome. It goes all the way down. The hair is really sewn into these ear tabs. There's my bio hair. I have to work really hard to show it. The hair is just sewn into these ear tabs, and the ear tabs come really low. It is tuckable, but the ear tabs are really low. So I have to kind of work to tuck it. And then once I tuck it, I kind of got to pull that ear tab back in place. So if you're a hair tucker like I am, it is absolutely possible to tuck. You just don't have a ton of room. And that's a trade-off, because if you want to hide your bio hair, you want better coverage. If you want to tuck, you want a little less coverage. So kind of you find a way to make it work. So that's it, guys. Stick around for the outside look. There is no out of the box because this is out of the box. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Hey, okay, so here is Crimson LR in natural lighting. It is very beautiful out here today. It's in the 40s and it's melting like crazy. I'm trying to get in front of my house here. The snow is melting off the roof so bad, it's dripping. So I can't get too close to it. It's a little windy though, you can see. Look at that color. And then the rooting. Making sure I'm in the screen. Sometimes the light plays off it differently depending on how I turn. So I'm gonna give you guys a little spin here. All right, let me see. I don't know if I can get into the sun. Hold on. Let me show you what I'm dealing with here. There's all this snow and I want to make sure I don't sink into it and I don't fall or slip on ice, because now that it's melting, it's getting a little icy. All right, I just feel it's so important to get a good look at this color because it's beautiful. So pretty. I love this color. Now you can see I look a little bit like Cousin It, and I told you in my review these bangs need some trimming or something to be wearable for me, but I'm not keeping this one, so I don't want to mess with it. I have a local wig sister who's coming over today to get her because she loves bangs, and since bangs aren't really my thing, there you go. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. I really appreciate that you guys leave comments. So please let us know what you think of this. If you have this color or this piece, let us know what you think. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.